Hey, good late Saturday afternoon. Thanks for logging on to iowastormcenter.com for another edition of the Iowa Weather Report. I'm just trying to get back into doing these. And today we're going to talk about kind of the pattern and the change that's going to be ahead here heading in through Thanksgiving and into the start of December, what that means. Are we actually going to get any snow? Kind of dive all into that here. So looking at the upper level pattern in the short term, though, we have this ridge of high pressure that's going to be breaking down, sending our first storm system into Iowa Monday and Tuesday. That's all rain. Second system comes Thursday and Friday, bigger system, but that as well is all rain. And then more ridging is going to take place. And as far as the timing on that, kind of switching gears here, I think by midday on Monday, we're going to start to see some rain developing across, call it west, southwest Iowa, moving from southwest to northeast and kind of an arc of some rain showers. There might even be a few rumbles of thunder out of this. And then by Monday evening, overnight into Tuesday, you might even get some snowflakes mixing in there across northeastern Iowa. But then by Tuesday morning, I think most of this activity is going to be quickly lifting off to the east, maybe a few rain showers left over, but by midday on Tuesday, this activity will taper off. And then the next storm system, very strong storm system, is going to get going here with rain, showers and thunderstorms, especially across the southeastern portion of the state. But I think all of Iowa is going to get in on some rain here by late this upcoming week. It's just the farther northwest you go, the less amount of rain that you're going to pick up with. But by Friday night, this pulls out of here. I kind of showed this earlier this morning for the long range, since we're still a little ways out there. But a lot of confidence on a big storm system here late next week. Overall takeaway, you're in that yellow shaded zone. Again, the southeastern portion of the state, as you kind of saw there in the model, I think that's the area that's going to cash in. Now, keep in mind, these numbers are going to fluctuate a little bit, but this is the takeaway right now on rainfall totals, and I think you're across far southeastern Iowa. It's an automatic ½ inch to 1.5 inches. You get into central Iowa, quarter, half, maybe a little over a half, but especially you get back into northwest Iowa, and we're just not going to see a lot of moisture at all with both systems combined. So especially the southeastern portion of Iowa, I think, is where you're going to see the most rainfall out of this two storm systems. I mean, this is both combined. This is Monday through Friday night in terms of rainfall, and you get down south of Iowa, potential there to pick up with 2 to 5 inches of rain, depending on exactly where you're at. But obviously that was that red shaded zone that I had for that heavy rainfall threat here late next week. Now, going back to the upper level pattern, focusing in on the pattern heading up into Thanksgiving. And I think we have more ridging going on here, which is good news and bad news. I think it's good news because obviously it's going to lead to another warm up, obviously leading up to Thanksgiving, but there's a big storm system here that's going to build in the west on the week of November 24th. So the week of Thanksgiving, there's a big storm system there. Now, as far as knowing what it does, what exactly we have to work with here, don't really know all the details yet, and that's pretty common considering how far out we are. But what I do know is we have that east-southeast ridge, we have that big-time trough in the west, and so there's going to be a big storm system in the central U.S. the week of Thanksgiving. We just don't know a whole lot on it. Now, there's been a lot of talk about accumulating snow leading up to Thanksgiving, and if I had to take a stab at that, I would say this area would need to be watched closely. It's very close to northwest Iowa, but I would say this area needs to be watched closely for potential accumulating snowfall during that week. Just don't know a whole lot on it yet. So it's not a forecast. That's just early thought line of where I think accumulating snow would be possible with this big time storm system that'll be in the central U.S. here during that week of Thanksgiving. Beyond that, though, cold air is going to dump into the north central United States here towards the end of the month after Thanksgiving and through the first full week of December. That's going to open the door to, dare I say it, since I had to say it last weekend, since we had our first snowfall event, especially here in northwest Iowa, was Alberta Clippers. So I think the pattern will be favorable for Alberta Clippers the end of November, first full week of December, and we'll have to watch carefully with that subtropical jet to see if there can be any phasing going on of possibly a snowstorm or two in that window as well that might be able to get amplified up in that time frame. So that's the thinking right now. Overall takeaway is no snow right now, even in the short term to long term. It's the, call it super long range as you get out towards Thanksgiving. That's the time window to watch. And through the first full week of December, for what can be some accumulating snowfall events across the Midwest, we just don't know the details on it. We don't know exactly where that's going to be. Like I said, I kind of highlighted an possible potential area of where you might see some accumulating snow leading up to Thanksgiving. We got to watch this carefully. We'll keep you posted. Have a great rest of your weekend. Talk to you soon.